are going to look at cables now. So for those of you that don't know, cable knit is where you you can make lovely patterns in your work. It's a really easy technique. A lot of people like to do it on hats, gloves, jumpers. It's great for a beginner to learn as well because it makes your work look really impressive and it's not too difficult. So if you are following along with our free project from the blog georgecrafts.co.uk, we are making some cabled fingerless gloves. I'm doing the left one at the moment, so I need to cable 6 backwards. I've got to the point where I'm going to do that, so I've knit my stitches that I needed, and at this point I am now cable 6 back, so I'll show you how to do that. So I've got my cable needle here, but you could use anything, if you haven't got one, like a double pointed needle or even a chopstick if you're desperate. But cable needles, not too expensive. A lot of magazines have them free on the front as well, so that's a good little tip there. A lot of my equipment has come from magazines, including these knitting needles, so you don't need to spend loads. So cable 6 back, you want to take 3 stitches from your work, one at a time, slip them onto your cable needle. So that's 2 and that's 3. Okay, and then to cable 6 back, you're going to pop those stitches at the back of your work. If you were cabling 6 front, you'd bring them to the front of your work. Okay, so the only difference is whether you put them to the back, like I'm going to do, or the front. So we're cable 6 back, so they've gone to the back. Then I knit 3 stitches as normal. So 1, 2, 3, and then the stitches that are on my cable needle, I'm going to knit with those now. So bring them up to where I can work with them and knit them off. So 1, just be careful that you don't drop any stitches at this point. 2, 3. And then once you've done that, you just finish your row in normal stitch. So we're knitting. Okay, you can purl with cables, but in our pattern on our blog we've just done knit stitches. So once I get to the end of the row, I don't have to do anything on my purl rows. I'm just going to purl 1 row. Okay, so we'll carry on using that technique, building up the cable pattern on the front of our glove. So eventually it will look like this. And for those of you who are following on with our free project, I will see you when we get to the next part.